What is this if not performative? There's war going on, and they are clearly doing this on camera in the White House, and probably the most important influential building in America. They're doing it on camera with the president. They're doing this to encourage war. They're doing this for a populist movement. They're doing this so they can bomb more kids. Why don't you pray to release the Epstein files? How about that, bro? Why don't you pray to get justice for the victims of the people that were on that island? Can someone, one of these Christians here, make a prayer that we get all the information? Can one of these Christians here praying to Donald Trump instead of God make a prayer that any of the people on the island are prosecuted? Yeah, it does look like an imitation of the Last Supper. I don't want to hear anything about religious fanatics in Iran when this is what's happening in the White House. I don't want to hear any talk about it. Why are they touching him like they're touching the wall in Israel? Because to me, this looks like pagan worship. This looks like idol worship. It looks like they're deifying Trump. Channeling is a practice of acting as a medium to receive messages or energy from spirits, guides, or higher consciousness. It is frequently used within modern witchcraft for ritual work, spell casting, and divination. But here is in the White House today.
We are honored to come before your presence today, lifting up the arms of our president. We pray for your continued blessing and favor to rest upon him. We pray for wisdom from heaven to flood his heart, his mind, and Lord, you will guide.
These are the people that are saying Iran is filled with a backwards religion. Can you believe that? These are the people that say Iran is filled with religious fanaticism. They look, let's be real, they look like Hindus. They look like Modi, Israel is the fatherland, and India is the motherland.
You are misguided. Iran and Israel are working together.
Oh my God,
all Shia
bro,
are
put the
kafir
TTS
Yudam.
at $100. Now we got these like Wahhabis in here coping, bro. Dude, how many? I have to keep saying this point over and over again. There's a bigger fight going on, and you're a retarded who's doing the bidding of them. Now we're gonna put the TTS at $100 because you know we have. But here, doesn't this look like Hinduism? Straight up, you know, and obviously not all Hinduism. I'm not saying Hinduism is bad, but I've seen many videos of Hindus in India worshiping Netanyahu, like literally putting the red dot on his forehead. They have Trump statues, they worship him. They have Messi statues. Bro, there's stories in that recent in Hindu India where there'd be like a plane crash and then they start worshiping the destruction of the plane. Like this right here is the, like, why are they putting his, what is this?
In these challenging times that we're facing today, I pray for your grace and your protection over him. I pray for your grace and protection over our troops and all of our men and women serving in our armed forces. And Father, we just pray you'll continue to give.
This nigga's not even putting his hands up. Who is this guy? This looks like you know when two kids put on a suit so they can go to a rated R movie? That's what he looks. He looks like half of that kid.
The strength that he needs to lead our great nation as we come back to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We pray your heavenly blessing upon him in Jesus' name.
So let's see. What do you guys think? What do you prefer? Times Square prayer or conjuring demons for war, touching Trump as an idol? What do you like? Idolizing Trump idol worship, or Times Square prayer? What would you prefer? Times Square or Trump idol worship? Neither. It's a rhetorical question. Neither. Okay, there's just no point in talking to some of these people. But let's look at these religious fanatics a little bit. So again, so the narrative is that we need to bomb Iran because they're religious fanatics. There's tons of these photos. This is from, I think, last year. What does this look like to you? It's like a different form of kissing the wall. They're turning Trump into the wall that they kiss. Yeah, Iran's full of religious fanatics. Why does J.D. Vance have a yarmulke, or why is he being a Jew here? J.D. Vance isn't Jewish, is he? I don't even know what he is. Is he Hindu? What are you? How are you calling Iran backwards because they worship God and God alone, and then the major sect of Christianity in America, they do stuff like this? These are the white Christian leaders. Catholics and Orthodox, man, they do a great job. Respect them, but there needs to be some sort of separation. Because Catholics and Orthodox in America, you have far more in common with Muslims than you do with any of these evangelicals worshiping Judaism. People like this, they worship Judaism more than they worship Jesus. That's not even a hot take. And so you learn about what we worship, and even Khomeini put respect on Jesus Christ. Khomeini worship God alone. Muslims, we worship God. Catholics and Orthodox have far more in common with Muslims, the people that you guys are mad about and spiking your cortisol for a Times Square prayer, than you do with the white Christian leaders of our country. You understand that, right? Shout out to the Catholics and Orthodox for getting it right on so many issues. Real talk. There needs to be some sort of distinction. Can we agree that? Put Christ as king if you're a Christian and you agree with me on this. The church needs to condemn these people. You're going to tell me that this is Christianity, that they're going to use this and get people to fight a holy war off of nonsense? Oh, religious fanatics in Iran. Religious fanatics in Iran. How come? Look at that. Thank you. Christ is king. Let's go. Separate from these people. Start criticizing these people too. Look at JD Vance, Vice President of the United States of America. What is this nigga doing, bro? Yo, what are you doing, JD? Yo, JD. Yo, JD. Did you have to do this to get $15 million from Peter Thiel? What are you doing? Did you go to a poop festival too? Why is he here? Respect to Hindus. I mean, no disrespect. But what is he doing? What is on your head? JD, get down! The religious fanatics are trying to snipe. Oh, no, they're not trying to snipe you. I thought, sorry, JD. I thought that was a target. No, this is... You're saying, why are their faces looking like taking a dump while praying? Aren't they believe that you don't need to force? You know what's funny too? Whenever people criticize, like, it's like, oh, SNEAKO's a performative Muslim. SNEAKO's a performative Muslim because you stream for 10 hours and you have to pray Isha, you have to pray Fajr, and sometimes I see you praying. What is this if not performative? There's war going on, and they are clearly doing this on camera in the White House, in probably the most important, influential building in America. They're doing it on camera with the president. One of the most famous leaders of the free world. Sort of no one calls this performative? Catholics and Orthodox, I understand if you think that Times Square prayer is performative. Maybe there's a valid argument there. I understand, you know, I pray on stream because I stream 8 to 10 hours. You guys think it's performative. When I make dua, because I saw Khomeini got assassinated and I know that this war is going to escalate, and I say a short prayer for the world, you're performative and you're praying for a bad guy. No, I'm praying for the world. I understand why you guys call it performative. Maybe there's a point. But why don't you call this performative? They're doing this to encourage war. They're doing this for a populist movement. They're doing this so they can bomb more kids. Also, I don't know, maybe this is a demon trying to attack, but this is one of my exes. Haven't texted one of my exes in a long time,
Are
bro.
you Shia?
I've been great, man. I've been
Rest in
distracted.
peace,
Receiver
Khomeini.
attention,
We
all
are
this good
waiting
stuff.
for
That's
you
why
in Medina.
I've been so locked in. Random text from my ex, smiley face. I said, be gone. I'm doing well. Then she said, you were right about everything. Are you Shia? Okay, okay, $100 for this guy to see. And I'm like, oh, hey, lol. Well, no. No
You talk
distractions.
with everyone. Shia scholar Ammar Nakshawani invited you. Except...
Brother! Brother! Yes, bro. Oh my God. I don't know who this person is. I would talk to a Shia scholar, but I'm talking about stuff right now. Can there be a TTS? Can you guys talk about, like, can we talk about what I'm talking about instead of, does every TTS need to be trying to, like, push me in a direction? Every TTS is just them trying to push whatever they believe in.
A step in that process, a step in every process, is the recognition that facts and activities on the ground truly matter. And that's why going and visiting Judea and Samaria, understanding that sovereignty,
Good boy.
the very sovereignty of Israeli soil, Israeli cities, locations, is a critical next step to showing the world that this is the land for Jews and the land of Israel. And I believe, as was mentioned, you said you need to, what was mentioned is you need to buy the ticket. Don't just wish for 40 years to win the lottery, buy the ticket. I would submit to you, in light of the support you have in Washington.
Okay, look, Hegseth just said, Secretary of War, I would submit to you, Jews. He's submitting to Jews. He just said, he's in Israel. Listen again.
I would submit to you.
Good goy. Oh, good goy, Pete. Submit to the Jews. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Epic Fury, Dow, Epstein, and submitting to Jews. Woo! Beer and hockey and submitting to Jews. That's what America's all about. Fuck yeah. Woo! Holy war, bombs. Bombs, missiles, and worshiping Jews. That's American Christian values. Get those Times Square prayers right out of America. We need to go pray to the Jews.
In light of the support you have in Washington, D.C., the support you have amongst patriotic Americans, amongst evangelical Christians, amongst believers, amongst Republicans.
Oh! Hey, Catholics and Orthodox, say Christ is King again. Look how he differentiated and said evangelical Christians. He is pointing out the separation between you two. Again, here's what I've been saying. You guys have more in common with the Browns. It's not even brown. Bosnia is a Muslim country. Albania is a Muslim country. Those are white dominant countries, far whiter than America. You have more in common with the Muslims than you do with these evangelical Jew worshippers. According to Pete Hegseth, evangelical Christian is worshiping Jews. He submits to them. Submission is worship. You got to divorce them. You got to divorce them. Christ is a king. Christ will be king. Christ will be king. Ooh, I should tweet that. Not now. I don't know if I'm going to get banned on YouTube for saying this stuff. I might have to cut soon. Oh my God, bro. And this is more recent.
Steadfast partner, Israel. To our steadfast partner, Israel.
Good.
Your mission is being executed with unmatched skill and iron determination.
My unmatched Jew worship, coupled with sheer ability, makes me fearful of Jews in every endeavor. My
mission is being executed with unmatched skill and iron determination.
My unmatched perspicacity.
Fighting shoulder to shoulder with such a capable ally is a true force multiplier and a breath of fresh air. We salute your courage and your contribution. 4 days in, we have only just begun to fight.
Does anyone think that this guy's like literally really stupid? Disagreements about religion and faith aside, I think Pete Hegseth is actually really dumb. The way he talks, he thinks that pausing in speeches, we're going to execute with great pleasure. I think he's really stupid. And I think people like him are complete cowards because he's bragging about raining bombs down on innocent civilians, but he won't have a debate. And this is going to be the problem. Jang was pointing this out yesterday, that a problem that will arise when an empire falls is their arrogance and their unwillingness to engage in debate. America is a country of free speech, and if you refuse to engage in dialogue, you are going to create more distrust with the people. This country was created by the people, for the people. The Second Amendment was so that the people could create militias to defend themselves against a tyrannical government. That's why. Because, FBI watch list, that is literally the foundation of our country. The founding fathers resisted tyrannical government. They dumped the tea in the ocean. They tar and feather people trying to tax them. They were anti-establishment. Really, they created this country with a libertarian mindset. And they gave us the amendment, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms to protect the people so the people could have militias that protect against the government. Obviously, right now, there's no point. Don't join a militia. This is not a call to action. A militia is not going to do anything against the Epstein regime. It's not going to do anything. It's pointless. We can only win through rhetoric. And they know this, and they will never engage in dialogue. They won't. People like him are going to brag about raining bombs. They won't even talk. Why are you running? Look at him smile about war.
I have to go back and look at the war. You know, we've had a lot of things happening. Thank you, Bernie. You're doing a great job.
This is a fun little game for him. Look at this. He's gleeful about it. Not only is Trump a draft dodger, but now he's bringing people into a war and he's smiling about it. It's literally become a video game to them. It's not real. These people aren't even human anymore. They've done so many heinous, evil things. They don't exist with human empathy. This is what demonic possession is like. How could you be somebody laughing about killing thousands of people?
I have to go back and look at the war.
The only way you can get to that as a person is the separation of your soul. You sell it so much, you're no longer human.
You know, we've had a lot of things happening.
Hey, YouTube, come on over to Kick. I want to start saying slurs. Courtesy of the red, white, and blue. This is from the White House. I just said that Trump is treating it like Call of Duty. This is from the White House Twitter account. Courtesy in the red, white, and blue. Look at this video. I said it as a joke, and they're unironically, the White House is posting Call of Duty ads. Literally. I was saying that Trump and Hegseth were thinking that it is. The White House is promoting it and using propaganda from Call of Duty. Epic Fury is actually a video game to them. Actually. How is this real life, bro? How is this real? They're putting the kill streak scores on here? The repercussions of this, right? Now, the vast majority of Americans watch this and think this is cool. They no longer have this. They no longer have human empathy like the Epstein regime. People go to Epstein Island so that they can remove themselves of human empathy and they can commit evil acts without remorse. Then they spread that propaganda and these ideologies to the entire world, especially the country. So now all the Americans that support Trump and everything, they don't see human life as real. They don't think of these dead schoolgirls bombed in an attack, that 170 schoolgirls, they don't see them as people. They think that it's a score streak in a video game. This is real life. It doesn't get more demonic than that. And Ben Shapiro is saying, if you don't support this war, you hate America. It begs the question, and I asked this about Dan Bilzerian, what is there even to be proud of being an American anymore? When the White House turns death into a game. Literally. Ooh, I'm about to go in. YouTube, come on over to Kick. Come on over to Kick. I got to start cursing. Stuff for law, I have to. Come on over right now. Click the link. Kick.com/SNEAKO. Come over right now. We got to go. Oh, man, I can't. This is... Okay, I'm back. Did you guys come over? This stuff is mind-blowing, right? Did you guys see this yet? That stuff is actually mind-blowing. Okay, say YouTube rate if you came over from YouTube. Oh, yeah. So now they're attacking Tucker Carlson. All right, he posted an hour-and-a-half video. We don't need to watch the whole thing. You know, that is long run stream, TikTok brain, right? So they're saying that he's anti-Semitic. They're doing this whole yap. Yap, no one cares. Let's see what Tucker's saying. Let's see what they're insinuating. It's got 3.4 million views.
So how exactly did the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, a military that the U.S. taxpayer pays for, that lots of wealthy Americans send money to friends of the IDF, how did all these guys wind up wearing patches suggesting the point of this war was the destruction of one of the holiest places in Islam and the rebuilding of a temple that is totally anathema to Christianity? Like,
Tucker's waking up. Tucker sees what I just said, that Catholics and Orthodox Christians have far more in common with Muslims than they do with these demonic evangelical warmongers.
How did this happen? Well, there are a lot of ways it happened. The main way it happened is because no one in the United States noticed, because it's such a secular place, and as noted, we have eyes but can't see and ears and can't hear, but this has been going on a long time in public through, in part, the efforts of a group called Chabad, C-H-A-B-A-D. And you may know people who give money to Chabad or run into Chabad, super nice people, engage in all kinds of charitable activities, drug rehab. You know, there's a lot about Chabad that's really good.
But there's also, the tunnels connect, if I'm not mistaken, the Jewish New York tunnels where people would pop out of the sewer, they'd bump their yarmulke into the bottom. Boom, it's me, Jew! The tunnels would connect into a Chabad synagogue.
But what is Chabad exactly? Well, Chabad, you can look it up, is a very old organization, about 250 years old. And it's a branch of Hasidic Judaism. It's an organization that was overseen for many years by a guy called Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, who was famously in Brooklyn, considered the Messiah by some of his followers, who was a friend of presidents, or certainly someone presidents visited. He was a very powerful man in the Orthodox and the Hasidic community. And he was the overseer of Chabad, which predated him and outlasted him, but he was its most visible ambassador. And Chabad has been pushing in a pretty subtle way, unless you look carefully, for the reconstruction of the Third Temple. And it seems like, from the reading we did recently, that those patches actually came from Chabad. In any case, Chabad is pushing for the building of the Third Temple.
So this is why Tucker is getting attacked. And one thing I want to say about Tucker Carlson, I think I got it wrong. I replied to his tweet when he was in Israel. He posted a picture and he said, hey, I'm in Israel. And I'm like, oh, you're a sellout. I thought he sold out. Turns out I was wrong. And I have to admit that because he did an interview with Mike Huckabee and made Mike Huckabee literally malfunction. He's like, I'm unable to process this question. So we stand with Tucker Carlson. I like what he's doing. And he's getting attacked right now. He's waking up big time. The difference between Tucker and so many of these evangelical Christian warmongers that dominate our country is that he's able to admit that he was wrong about the Iraq war. Tucker Carlson was pushing for it, but he learned from his mistakes. This is what men are supposed to do. Netanyahu encouraged America to go fight the war in Iraq because it would be very beneficial for us, the same way he's encouraged America and got them to fight the war in Iran. We got nothing from Iraq. It was a disaster. 1 million civilians in Iraq died. Used chemical weapons. People have birth defects. This is a major, major failure. Probably worse than Vietnam. Tucker learned from his mistakes and does not want to repeat them. The majority of America, still part of this evangelical, weird, Jewish worshipping Trump cabal, Peter Thiel funded, they are pushing us into an exact replica of that mistake. Tucker's man enough to admit he was wrong about Iraq. The rest of them aren't. You can't put all white Christians in the same category. Tucker's on the right side of history. We stand with them. So now I saw some people saying that they're trying to get me banned from Saudi Arabia. They're mad about the Shia stuff. They're not very happy about this. So, can anybody? Okay, this is translated. Oh, I want to see an accurate translation. Can anybody speak Arabic in here? You know, obviously I don't speak. But what does this say? It's a good photo right here, right? I'm just gonna make sure I get the right stream link in here. What does that say? Okay, just tweet the stream. It says, the famous streamer SNEAKO, who entered Islam as he claims and God knows best in 2024, cap 2023, is promoting Iran in the axis of resistance and calling for victory for Iran while inciting Sunnis to support the deviant Iran. Is this a Wahhabi? This has got to be what a Wahhabi is, right? He says he wants to perform Hajj to Mecca this year, and we hope he is prevented from entering the kingdom for his support of terrorism and treacherous enemy. This guy's a sellout. So I'm saying I want to perform one of the 5 pillars. And this, whatever you call him, we don't claim people like this. He's trying to prevent me from being able to perform one of the 5 most important aspects of being Muslim, Hajj. The kingdom and whatever, you can have disagreements with the government. I didn't even say that I do. You can have disagreements with the government while also not being banned from the holy cities. Why this guy's saying, because he supports the Saudi government in a way where he thinks that I'm on the other side. Now he wants to prevent me from performing Hajj. This has got to be what a hobby is. Or this could, you guys are saying Mossad detected. Could be Mossad page. Emirati tourism. Oh yeah, this has got to be. This is probably like a Mossad posing as a Muslim, just trying to divide. All right, it's probably not serious. There's a lot of those, bro. Okay, so continuing on. Trump just said that if your cost of living goes up because he's bombed Iran, it's worth it because Israel's safe.
I'll tell you what, I have never had more compliments on
Never.
something I did. People felt it's something that had to be done. So if we had a little high oil prices for a little while, but as soon as this ends, those prices are going to drop, I believe, lower than even before. I'll tell you what, I have never had.
Don't worry, go. If you gotta pay, you can't afford groceries. At least we're bombing people for Jews. So now even Andrew Schultz is getting attacked. Schultz admitted his mistakes. And he seems to be coming around on this. I don't know if he stays on both sides about this issue. I don't know. I think people like him need to just like make a stance. You know, Andrew Schultz is funny, but what I do believe his priority is, I don't know if you agree, I don't think it comes from values, right or wrong. I think it comes from audience capture. I think he's more afraid of losing his audience than he is of saying what's true. I think he's trying. There's one of those people that is centrist, kind of fence-sitting, and says what is predominantly popular to maintain this both sides thing, so he gets everybody. What up, Sonny? Sonny, where are you?
The only reason it looks like we're in there is just because Israel needs it.
Yeah.
Right? And then naturally, Americans are furious about it, right? Because we're like, how the fuck does this benefit me? I can't afford to pay for college. I can't buy a home. I can't pay for health insurance. And we're going to spend billions of dollars on a war in a country I can't even point out on a map. Mm-hmm. How is this beneficial to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta take a stance, man. It's either I don't like when people half say things, and so Sonny's in London right now. Sonny, can you tell the chat what was supposed to happen? So we were in London last week, and Sonny did fly out there last second. He was only there for 36 hours, day and a half. We did a couple streams. We did a lot of streams. We were live almost the whole time we were awake. And I got a random feeling that morning at 7 a.m. I got to go back to America. I'm needed in America right now. While we're packing, I look at my phone and I'm yelling, and Warner's getting a suitcase, bringing it in. We're going to go right to the airport. And I said, Israel just bombed Iran. Can you believe that? I had a random intuition that I need to leave. And the plan was, Sonny knows, the plan was to go Medina, and then the plan, well, Dubai, then Medina, then Mecca. We were going to go to Dubai. Dubai got bombed that day. The airport was closed. Can you believe that? And I feel vindicated because when I changed plans like that, Sonny was like, he didn't say it, but he was kind of like, nigga, I came all the way to London, bro. We're supposed to do all this. Like, he was like, man, what the you made me fly all the way to London. I came, and you were just gonna dip? Completely vindicated. Completely vindicated. Now he's speaking like a chav. W Race Trader. This is not AI. Trump's Israeli ambassador Mike Huckabee is banned from purporting what?
Hashem's holy words begin anew. We all have come to help Hatzalah, and we want to help.
This is the face of a raped man, bro. He looks miserable. What do they say? The group is like the raped. And it's funny too. I don't know if Sonny's still here, but they call Sonny a race trader. Why don't they call Hegseth the race trader for worshiping Jews? We just saw a video of him saying, "Yeah, I'll submit to you, Jews." Look at Mike Huckabee on stage playing the guitar for Antichrist arrival. Or who else? Trump. All these people are far more race traders than Sonny ever is. Sonny's called a race trader because he says, La ilaha illallah. There's only one worthy of worship but God. There's none worthy of worship but God. My mistake. But they don't apply the same logic. This is what I think Catholics, Goipers, Orthodox, and even the Christians who are non-denominational should say about these evangelicals. Call them race traders. They worship a different race. Not even a different person. They worship the race of Jews as a people. That's their religion. They're not even good at music. They're like, this is like painful to listen to. This sucks. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, and he's the Israeli ambassador. He's the Israeli ambassador. Yeah, put the TTS 50, thank you. Okay, here's Pete Hegseth again. Look at this actual idiot, bro. Like, literal idiot.
But I liken Iran's predicament to a football team who scripted the first 20 plays of a game. The team knew what plays to run because their first few drives were scripted. But now that the game has started and the blitz is on, they don't know what plays to call, let alone how to get in the huddle and call those plays. But I liken Iran's predicament to a football team who scripted the first 20 plays of a game. The team knew what plays to run because their first few drives were scripted.
Football!
But now that the game has started.
Call of Duty, football, and beer. Hockey, dude. These Muslims are interrupting our American values of football, Jew worship, and Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Fuck yeah, do a blitz on them. Set, hike. Hegseth thinks that set height like a football is a bomb. This is the most flop reference of all time. We need to protect American values from these Muslim invaders. And it's like, just quietly praying. Okay, so what are American values? What are American, who else would you listen to than the people in charge? According to the people in charge, American values, it's like.
And the blitz is on, they don't know what plays to call, let alone how to get in the huddle and call those plays. But I liken Iran's prediction.
He's so stupid, like his only reference point is football. Tom Brady would have rained bombs on him. Tom Brady, fuck yeah. Football, beer, and bombing Muslims. Bombing those goat fuckers, football and baseball. Woo! Bud Light, gay pride parades, and Jews. That's American values for me. We can't have these Muslims coming in here. Why are we going to have these Muslims playing in Times Square when we need to worship the Jews, play football, drink a beer, and look at the Dow? Why we need to go, we need Muslims coming in here. We need to kill all the goat fucker. Kill all the goat fucker and worship some more Jews. That's American value for me. Yeah, tell them Hicks said. Woo! Erica Kirk twerking the leather pants. That's what I need. That's my American value. Woo! Kiss that wall. Kiss that fucking wall. I'm gonna kiss that wall and I'm gonna kiss it nice and good. I'm gonna kiss it with American values too, not no French kiss. I kiss it with a Jew kiss. Because that's American values to me. Football. Amen. Amen. Can I get an amen? Woo! Marco Rubio, Donald Trump, and Netanyahu are working together to go bomb the Muzzies because we need the Jews around the world. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you right and clear. Listen up clear, everybody. We got to get these out of Times Square because they're messing it up. They're done fucked up the gay pride parade. They're done fucked up by feminism. Woo! How we going to worship no Jew when the Times Square, when we got the Muzzies in Times Square? They're praying in Times Square saying all that abba-doo-ba-doo-doo. We need to listen to the Jews. The Jews told me that was bad. We need to go cut our hand open with Kenneth Copeland and drink some blood. Drinking some blood with Kenneth Copeland and Erica Kirk is American values. Erica Kirk, light a firework off your ass. That's what I'm talking about. Can I get an amen, Erica Kirk? Woo! These coming in, interrupting my prayer. Interrupting my Jew worship. The fuck out of here. Israel bombed a CIA station in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and is now blaming Iran for the attack.
A Fox News alert, an official source has confirmed that a suspected Iranian drone has hit a CIA station in Saudi Arabia's capital. Jennifer Griffin is live in Washington. Jennifer, what do we know?
Well, Jessica, we've confirmed with an official source that, in fact, it was an Iranian drone that struck the station, the CIA station in Riyadh. It was part of that U.S. Embassy compound, part of that drone strike last night that led to damage at the embassy. This is certainly a symbolic victory for the IRGC. Nobody was injured. Nobody was at the embassy at the time. The Washington Post was the first to report on the incident and that it was, in fact, the CIA station that was targeted and hit. But what this indicates is that drones, the Iranian drones, are going to be a big problem. They can take out the missile launchers and even the missile stockpiles, but they have thousands, if not tens of thousands of these drones, and anyone can put them in the back of a truck.
Yeah, I think Israel is doing a lot of these bombings and trying to separate. I think that this is like a 9/11 situation where Mossad is really behind them, because I think two Mossad agents were caught trying to plant bombs, and they're like, well, aren't we on the same team? And they're like, oh yeah, I thought we were in Iran. They're trying to stir division. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Of course they're reporting that. So people are coming around. Alex Jones, who I did say is controlled opposition. I've been very critical of Alex Jones. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Alex Jones has said a lot of retarded slop. The Islamic takeover of the West. Frogs are gay. But he's getting very passionate about this. And so if he's going to be right about Epstein, if he's going to be right about Iran war, then maybe there could be some sort of agreement and alliance. But, you know, he has said a lot of really stupid things. And I think Alex Jones should be public. If he's going to, so right here, he's talking about how he regrets supporting Trump so much. I think there should also be some regret for misdirecting, because he helped it out. He helped out this regime so much by saying, oh, Muslims. Okay, now look. Now it's a holy war against Muslims.
I got to go to Congress and provide my documents because they're going after, Jack Smith. So the Democrats are trying to put me in prison. They run show trials on HBO.
It's the globalists. It's the Chi-Coms. It's the globalists. It's the globalists. But when Trump's a globalist, I don't care. It's the global. It's not the Israel. These people are obsessed with Jews. What did he also say? He said Ye was on 5 hits of MDMA when he was talking about Hitler. He was on 5 hits of MDMA. It's the globalists. It's not the Israelis. It's not the Israelis. No. Now what?
So obviously, it's not that I'm being paid off by Trump. I've been persecuted for supporting him. So I want to now pay out on this. I want to save the country, secure the border, find the missing kids. I want to believe. But I'm not in a cult. I'm not delusional. So I was like, I'm critical. This is overall good. But and now I'm just like, now I'm having to think of the off ramp. Nick, we've talked about this privately. You're targeted too. They're trying to kill you at your house. This is your name's Nick J. Fuentes. I'm Alex E. Jones. We're real people. We're under attack. So we're in the real world. You do what you think's right. I do what I think's right. You're not paid by people. I'm not. We're just our fans. So to me,
Nick is always on these. He's always like, it's good.
Needed Trump as my lifeboat may not be perfect, but it's the lifeboat I've got. And I'm watching it sink by its own doing. And so this is horrifying. And so, but I can't sign on to covering up Epstein. I can't sign on to World War III. And so that's why I tried to promote the optimism, because I fucking need this, man. Like, I want to fix the country. I want to turn it around. So it's not that I was delusional. I still hope we can turn it around, but I just, sorry, go ahead. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. And listen, like I said, I don't think that everybody that supported Trump was being dismissive about these concerns. I get it. We all wanted to believe. I was 18 years old when Trump ran in 2016.
Same here. The only time I ever voted for a president was 2016. I voted for Trump. I believed it. I fell for it. I voted for Trump in 2016. He was talking about no new wars. He wanted to put America first. He didn't want America to be infiltrated by foreign governments, and he was very critical of Hillary Clinton for taking money from super PACs. Originally, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. I was canvassing for Bernie Sanders. He was a democratic socialist. He's a Jew, but he had a grassroots campaign, and he was an outsider, and he wasn't submitting to the super PACs. And then they rigged it, and they had Hillary run for the DNC, and I think that was rigged. So like, okay, I can't have Hillary. I can't support this. Trump was the other outsider. So I voted for Trump in 2016. And then people look at 2024. I've said this many times. I was very critical of Trump the entire campaign. I said, no, you can see all the tweets. I said, no war in Iran, no war in Iran. And then I realized he was going to win. It became clear. You looked at the polls. You're like, closer to the election, it was clear he was going to win. And so my strategy was, let me get as many MAGA people as possible to come over and realize that they're being completely subverted by Israel. And so, yeah, I did say that Trump was going to not go to war with Iran. I wasn't completely confident of that, but that rhetoric, I was hoping that he was, I was trying to get that to be part of the message and to reiterate that. But I can understand why a lot of people think that was incorrect. But even the bigger point is, anybody who supported Trump in 2016, 2020, or 2024, in 2020, part of the reason I got banned on YouTube was I said that the election was rigged against him. And that was a YouTube misinformation policy. The people that were supportive of Trump, right now, he said no new wars. He lied to you. It's okay to admit people made mistakes. We made mistakes. And I think what was effective and what was the goal was on the day that he won, that night of on election night, I was there wearing a MAGA hat with the American flag around me. And I was saying, America first cannot happen while supporting Israel. And I debated Rabbi Shmuley, and it went around everywhere. And he's there, why are you anti-Semite? I sell dildos with my daughter. And I'm looking at him, I said, you love Israel so much, fuck off to Israel. You sell dildos with your daughter. Israel did 9/11. We need to put America first. And the goal was to signal to all those people, hey, you guys are patriots. You want to put your country first. These people like Rabbi Shmuley, selling dildos with my kosher daughter. Michael Jackson's a pedo because he said that the Jews control the music industry. These people are who control everything. Guys like Rabbi Shmuley. So Trump supporters just need to admit, let's fix this. Oy vey! Oy vey!
And I remember getting in fights with people. This is my whole life too. At 18 years old, I wore the MAGA hat at Boston University, one of the most liberal campuses in the country, and became a pariah on my college campus.
Something you sacrificed. It's sad to see something you fought and bled for die.
I thought that was the TTS. Alex Jones was crying and then he interrupted Nick. Like, let him cook.
Yeah, and that's my whole adult life. I know that's a huge part of your life also, and now we're witnessing it's totally unraveling. It's an utter and complete betrayal. It's heartbreaking in many ways.
And when I try to salvage it with people, I get attacked as a liberal. When these people doing that can't even find Iran on a fucking map.
Alex Jones pointed out the strategy. So they're trying to make Iran war a right-left issue. They're saying, yeah, the liberals hate this. Liberals hate this. Like, yeah, these liberals hate it. And they post videos of like Iranian girls stripping naked on Instagram. The Western Iranians twerking on the flag, crying. And look how happy they are. Mad. I'm like, wait, isn't this liberalism? Girls in bikinis with the Iran flag on their bra. What are we talking about? And I think that's why a lot of people who still support Trump refuse to admit that he's wrong, refuse to admit that they were wrong, because they're buying into the propaganda that this is a right-left issue. No, it's not. Right-left, and I've been saying this all year long. I don't follow right-left, Democrat, Republican. It's all the same. It's either you're pro-war, anti-war, pro-Israel, anti-Israel. That's the real right and left. It's not right or left. It's right and wrong. Bars. Ooh, that was good. I should tweet that. It's not right or left, it's right and wrong. The species is different. So look at JFK. So JFK, again, you guys know this. JFK was the first president to want to investigate Israel's nuclear program, right? Israel was founded in 1948, and by 1963, Ben-Gurion was still the prime minister of Israel. JFK sent the paperwork and said, I want to investigate your nuclear program. Ben-Gurion resigns. They put a new prime minister, and then JFK is assassinated publicly in Dallas. Brains blowing up with the car. You guys seen the video. Jackie Kennedy crawling off the car. The paperwork was never signed. Paperwork was never filed. Paperwork, it didn't go through, and the nuclear program was never investigated. History is important because now they are saying Iran can't have nukes. Iran can't have nukes. But when JFK wanted to investigate Israel's nuclear program, never happened. So we can assume Israel does have nukes. I don't think they're public about it. They do have the Samson option. That is public. Or if the world gets too angry, they are going to 9/11 the world. And blame it on the Muslims.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means.
This follows what I've been saying. JFK was the first Catholic president. The first Catholic president was the one who wanted to investigate the Jewish state of Israel. Since then, I don't think there's been another Catholic. Trump didn't swear in on the Bible. Perfect example, man. Like, for Catholics and Orthodox, you got to separate. JFK was the GOAT. What did he say? What's his best speech? He has like that Boston accent. He kind of sounds like Sonny Faz when he talks. He says, it's not about what your country can do for you. It's what you can do for your country. It was pretty good. It's like, it's not really strictly Boston. Boston is like more, those fucking firemen are fucking. Let's go to the car. Take the car to the park. Why are these fucking coming to the park? These fucking Muslims praying in the park. Why are they not going to pray by the park? Let's go get a beer and watch the Sox game. We're gonna go watch the Sox. I say that's fucking Matt Damon. Fucking Matt Damon. Give me some Duncan. Fucking stupid fucking. He's fucking fireman a fucking home. Tom Brady's a fucking these fucking Yankee fucking fuck New York. No, I don't. JFK is more like elite Boston. Right? They have a lot of. Yeah, the JFK impression was good. It was like, it's not what your country can do for you. It's what you could do for your country. That's what I'm talking about. He was the original America First. Yeah, it's like a Cape Cod accent. I can't do it. It's like more elite, right? There's different Boston accents. Same way as like London. The chavs are more like, you what, mate? Come off it, fam. What? Shit, could fall. What? You're probably there in it. What? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then the elite London accent is like, the Queen is inevitably going to. It's just like a posh. So JFK has a posh Boston accent.
For expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people.
W Catholics. This one's really funny. So, again, so here's a reminder to stay true to your faith. Wherever you guys are, Shia, Sunni, whatever. One Ummah. It shouldn't just be one Ummah, it should be one Goyim. Oh, that's fire. One Goyim. Fire. One Goyim. Right, so stay true to your faith. So Andrew Tate completely betrayed his people. I don't even, like, he doesn't even know who his people are. One day he's UAE first, then he's Britain first, then he's America first. And it's just like he's become a clown. He's become nothing but a dancing clown. It's embarrassing, bro. So when you try, Tate's a perfect example of when you try to please everybody, you please nobody. No, from every angle. White supremacists making fun of him, Muslims make fun of him, people in the Arab world make fun of him. But it's just like, who does he have left? He has like the Modi people. Israel's the motherland, and Israel's the fatherland. That's the people, you know. Well, we can see what the IDF is promoting, literally from the IDF. I didn't even see this yet. What's the song? Let's see their propaganda.
Nothing beats a jet. Nothing beats a jet.
This is who they are. Listen to them when they tell you who they are. Listen to them. And that's why they run when things happen. Why are you running? That's why IDF soldiers start crying. Crying, holding their AR-15s when they're in confrontation. Because deep down, they know where they're going. Even though Jews don't believe in hell, we learned recently that Jews believe in a washing machine. I was speaking to this Jew on Omi TV yesterday. Maybe we could find him again. I want to get his Discord. But Jews don't believe in hell. They believe in a punishment process, which is like, you know, it's like a jail sentence. It's like a year of jail. That's what they think hell is. So he thinks that Jews believe Epstein, if they don't believe in hell, which is in the doctrine, they believe Epstein's not going to hell. They believe he's going to be put in a cleansing process, and after a year, he's going to do a year, and then he's going to go to heaven. Can you believe that? A hot washing machine. They don't believe in eternal hellfire. He'll do a year. He'll do a year for his crime. Just a year. Do your time, come out. Oh, don't snitch, don't rat. You got pinched. Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut. But when they're really faced with their own mortality, That's when that innate feeling, that's when that fitra starts hitting. That's when deep down they know all their actions, all the evil they've done, it starts to boil up to the surface. And they start to really see, because they know where they're going. If you don't know, if you want to know what eternal hellfire is like, go put your hand on a stove. Go take your finger, turn the stove on, put it on for a second. Imagine that for eternity on your whole body. Eternity, not a hot washing machine. Forever. This life is so short. Eternally burning. Asked if he'd vote to authorize the war, Democrat Senator Jack Reed says no, except for activities defending... Oh, my God. Really? Okay, hold on.
Will you vote to authorize this war? Constraints. I will vote to invoke the War Powers Act, which would give the president 30 days to terminate the operation, except for activities defending the state of Israel, which is critical to our reliance and alliance on Israel.
Senator Jack Reed, I do.
To invoke the War Powers Act, which would give the president 30 days to terminate the operation, except for activities defending the state of Israel.
It's going to last a lot longer than I think you guys anticipate. It's going to be 48 hours. It's a fake war because Iran's clout chasing Dubai. They just want publicity from Dubai because my Bugatti's there. No, no, no. This war will continue as long as the evangelical goyim want to go worship the Jews and support them forever. Dubai! Say Dubai to safety. Say Dubai to peace. We're going to war. We're occupied.
Yeah. And then we're going to do the pro forma blessings because it's still daylight. It's not evening yet, but we're just going through the practice. And we'll use your candle. Yes. There you go. First time the national menorah was lit.
Is that Pam Bondi? Is this the Dow lady? Terrible suit, by the way. Horrible drip. This is inside the White House. Yeah, but Iran, they're filled with a backwards religion. Is that Pam Bondi?
You don't have to be of the Jewish faith. You just have to have faith in Jesus. Very good. So if you
yeah, it is.
Join us. We're also joined here by Rabbi Avram Friedman, who I know from my rabbinical college days, a very prominent rabbi in Florida and nationally, a good friend of the Pollack and his family, who to be with us. So after we're going to light the candles, I'm going to ask him to say a few words, and then we're going to have some latkes and donuts.
Ay, 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 ay. Mambura Rabaroso. Saying America's the worst terrorist organization in the world means you hate America. If you don't want to go die for Iran, you hate America. Oh, man, I want to say a slur so bad, but I'm not going to do it for optics. This, I'm not going to do it. It rhymed with, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to do it. Lower cortisol. It does spike my cortisol when people like this beg for war and tell you to die for the Jews in Israel, but they're not going to fight the war. Like Ben is he's never going to go to war. And he's never going to even have a debate.
He had on Dave Smith. Apparently, his job is never to tell jokes, but to instead give poorly informed foreign policy takes, and also to hate America. Here we go.
The IDF is the worst terrorist organization in the region.
Even then, like, he's so bad at debating, even when he pulls up clips, he's like, here, Dave Smith hates America. Dave Smith, the first thing he says, he looks base as fuck. Dave Smith is the GOAT. The IDF is the biggest terrorist organization in the world. Facts! It was founded off of 5 terrorist groups that banded together and created the Israeli Defense Force. The army is built off of terrorist groups, literally. What does this have to do with hating America?
Let's get real. The United States of America is arguably the worst terrorist organization in the world. If you want to look over the last 25 years, how many innocent civilians we've slaughtered. You're getting us into the neocon. Yeah, that's right. You're getting us into the neocon 7th war.
Well, Ben Ferguson rightly notes at that point that he might want to take down the American flag behind him.
Ben, why don't you debate Dave Smith, Jew versus Jew? One Jew is anti-war, one Jew is pro-war. Doing these clips, stupid coward, you're never going to go pick up an AR-15 and fight the war you're begging Goyim to die in. Why don't you debate Dave Smith? Why? How come? He's such an anti-American freak, you should debate him. Go head-to-head and prove him wrong. You got the truth, right, Ben? Then go head-to-head with Dave Smith. You're not going to do it with me. You're not going to do it with Nick Fuentes. You're pussy. But do it with Dave Smith. You don't like platforming Goyim besides your slave Matt Walsh. Dave Smith is a non just like you. Put a 1 in the chat if you would love to see that debate. Dave Smith versus Ben Shapiro. Non versus non. Debating war. Look at that. Put 1 in the chat right now. Everybody wants to see that. Do it, Ben. Are you scared?
That is right. It doesn't matter, it turns out, how many times you appear on Joe Rogan's show or how many times you hide behind the title of comedian who holds the Guinness Book of World Records for fewest jokes told, or how many...
He's so
times you spew puerile analogies that demonstrate nothing but unbelievable, willful ignorance of the nature of war. I'm sorry, but you hate the country if you say America is the worst terrorist organization in the world. You just do. To make that argument, you have to deliberately obscure the difference between actual terrorists who actually are seeking deliberately to kill innocent people in the name of politics, not collateral damage, deliberately seeking to kill innocent people. And
again, I know there's a lot of people that are new to geopolitics. If you ever want to figure out what you should believe in, listen to a clip of Ben Shapiro's show and think the exact opposite. Whatever Ben Shapiro says is always the opposite of what's correct every time. That is the best. If you follow that strategy, you will be right 100% of the time.
Nation states who are seeking to avoid civilian casualties, often while fighting those actual terrorists, which of course is the point for people who hate America, to reduce America to the level of its enemies in order to uphold those enemies. That is the goal. Now, I know that Dave Smith is super duper excited that his name was mentioned here, and he's sitting there shouting at his TV screen in his basement, "Debate me, bro!" To which I answer, nah. I don't debate with trolls who claim that America is the biggest terrorist state in the world because that is idiotic.
No, you're a fucking loser, scared coward begging for war, and you're afraid of confrontation even in rhetoric. You're doing a debate with clips right now because you can't prove them wrong. Dave Smith tweeted that Ben Shapiro won't do the debate because he already lost. The debate was Israel has overwhelming control in America, and that was proven right. Dave Smith is right. We're fighting this war now, not because Iran posed an imminent threat on America, but because they posed a threat on Iran. I mean, because Iran posed a threat on Israel. Because Israel wants to expand. Dave already won the debate. Ben's been wrong about everything. Everything he's been wrong about.
Get the vaccine, dopes. I'm an ever-Trumper. Now I like Trump because he's a goy. And now I like this. There's no Epstein files, and now there are, but it's Steve Bannon because he's a goyim. Israel, they're... These anti-Semites, the woke Reich, are these Nazis just obsessed with Jews. And Israel's not controlling America, but accept this war.
You lost. There's nothing to debate. That's why you won't do it. Seething, kvetch. He's always this little... And nobody support. He doesn't... You know the reason Ben doesn't tweet anymore is because he gets ratioed every single time. Nobody likes him. He has no argument. He has no perspective. He's not funny. He doesn't inspire anybody. He's just a massage shill. Literally, there's nothing else about his platform. Nothing. You know what's funny too? Ben Shapiro says, facts don't care about your feelings. But this is afraid of like getting his feelings hurt by getting crushed in a debate. If facts don't care about your feelings, then engage in one. The last debate you had was what, 2016 against a blue-haired feminist? You suck.
I didn't debate the Lyndon LaRouche followers who sat in Harvard Square carrying anti-war cardboard signs back in the day, and I feel no necessity to debate a completely intellectually dishonest interlocutor who spends his days cribbing Noam Chomsky and then immediately retreats to his pose of ignorant comedian every time he is confronted with a fact. Smith is the kind of fellow who says that Donald Trump should be in jail for life as a war criminal, legitimizes every single scurrilous figure on the internet from Nick Fuentes to Candace Owens, and then demands that everyone treat him as though he is some sort of honest, worthy intellectual opponent. He's not. If you would like to hear a complete dismantling of Dave Smith, I highly recommend Coleman Hughes' interview with Smith over at the Free Press. Just go check that out.
Why are you running? Why are you running? You know why he's running? Because they know they're wrong. All these pro-war hawks, you see the pattern? They know they have no argument. All they have is propaganda and lies. So they won't engage in dialogue because they can't keep promoting it. They would be exposed. There's no defense here. Every single angle about this, you will lose. Epstein Empire, all they have now is propaganda. And this is going to be, if they keep following this hubris, if they maintain this arrogance, the American empire will fall. It will fall. This is a country of free speech. It's a country that promotes democracy. Democracy is the exchange of ideas. When you refuse to engage in that, now it's a fascist, tyrannical monarchy. Exactly the opposite of what the founding fathers created. Exactly the opposite.
And by the way, you also hate America if you claim that the President of the United States is merely a tool of foreign interests without any evidence whatsoever, like none. You're promoting lies directly mirroring those of the Iranian terrorist government in direct contravention of truth and of the Trump administration's...
Oof, this nigga, bro. Hassan Piker wants to bring on Gavin Newsom now.
Everybody else tune out of the broadcast. This is just between me and Big Gav. Gruesome. Governor Gavin Newsom. It's just you and me right now, baby. Listen to my voice. You want to make this pivot to the left? You know where to come. Okay? You know where to come.
I'm going to come.
Come to me, Gavin. Come to me. Let's have a conversation. I am sincerely interested in seeing what you're about. You've been my governor for as long as I can remember. I've paid a lot of taxes in this fucking state, okay? I make a good amount of money here. I'm asking you not just as a tax-paying...
Is he flirting with him? What is this? But, you know, Gavin Newsom is saying the right things. It could be to garner a populist movement and then do the same thing that Trump did. I do think it's kind of funny to say Gavin Newsom mogs and to apply pressure on J.D. Vance to say, hey, we're going to support Gavin. But, man, politicians fold time and time again, so obviously you can't. In America right now, right, left, there's no point supporting anybody completely. They're all going to fuck up. But he's saying the right things. Apparently Gavin Newsom is saying that Israel is an apartheid state. You're not supposed to say that. So I support that. That's the most important issue. Here's, I was talking about this Faris al-Hamadi moment earlier. Let's see what you guys...
And I have a da'wah going on. I could risk my da'wah. Some embassy, some guy would talk to some official saying this da'iyah who's in your UAE slandering us and talking in politics and all that. It can stop my da'wah. If I say one thing about Israel that can stop my da'wah, do you think that's something that's smart? And I'm doing 3-4 classes a day. Alhamdulillah, they're benefiting. I'm benefiting. Why would I stop all that for something that has no value, to be honest? And
so, okay, people didn't hear, like, I saw them say, oh, you're always talking about Christians. I'm talking about Muslims too. I mean, this is completely wrong, bro. This is wrong. Not wanting to talk about the evil Epstein regime because of your dawah is not right. That's not correct, Faris. From my perspective. Maybe I'm Islamically wrong, but I don't think so. Oh my God, is this not the same? We saw that already. Oof, that one. Okay, I saw this, bro. Did you guys see this? Think about this. Guys, I appreciate all the support and praise. If I survive, I'm selling everything. And I will dedicate my life to content. Usually when people face a life or death situation, they say, I'm going to dedicate my life to my family. I'm going to dedicate my life to God. He's saying, like, okay, I might not survive this. I'm going to dedicate my life to content. You know, I'm not wishing harm upon anybody, and I hope people are safe. I'm not like them. I'm not going to put a death threat. I'm not going to go and wish harm. And you're going to feel the pain in a way I can't say on stream. You're going to get karma. Something's going to happen to you. I'm not going to say that. What I will say is that what it looks like to most people is that you're trying to farm this for sympathy and promote whatever content you're making that people aren't watching. That's what this looks like. You know, this sounds like an IG girl, like, who get a BBL talking about her surgery. You know, guys, I might not make it. Any ego that I have, I'm letting it go. All the haters, I'm not even mad that you show me where I can improve. SNEAKO, no hate, wish you the best. My conscience and my heart are clear. So, dude, okay, if you're actually... I'll say this. I wish the surgery is successful, regardless of the fact that you said that I should get jumped or someone should kill me or whatever. Okay? Second, if your life is at risk, why are you thinking about me on your deathbed? Imagine like you're actually at risk, you're about to die, and your dying wish is thinking about thinking about the next man, and dedicating your life to content. Your promise to God is I'm gonna do after hours and girls and talk about birth control. You're gonna dedicate your life to, so ladies, what about the chats? So think about this, birth control? That's, what content is he talking about? My conscience and my heart are clear. I can't imagine I can't imagine actually like my life is at risk, which it is all the time. But you know, I'm really seeing the light into the end of the tunnel, and I'm thinking about next man. Think about like it's just, I don't know. But so if it's true, it's like this shows obsession. But I forgot about this thing, to be honest with you. When's the last time we even talked about this, bro? Anyway, hope he's okay. But from most people, they see this and they think that you're promoting length for girth, bro. Maybe he regrets snaking you. Yeah, well, if this is true and he's actually facing mortality, no, nigga didn't text me, he tweeted. And in the tweet, he's promoting his content. That's why people think it's fake. Because if you're trying to like clear your conscience before you die, you would hit him up personally. Instead, you're publicly saying this, and in the same tweet saying you're going to dedicate your life to the chats. Goofy, bro. It's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to assume the best. I don't know. Hegseth.
Last month, we went a few weeks without targeting a single boat. Why? Well, because we couldn't find a whole lot of boats to sink. Last month, we went a few weeks without targeting a single boat. Why?
Again, more self-bragging. I mean, all the Hegseth clips are kind of identical with that. It's good to know. Again, with the prayer. Okay, people. I know people are getting upset. What? Okay, so what's the perception? Is this normal to most Americans? Do you guys think that this is something? Or what is it?
I pray for your grace and your protection over him.
Said Crowder responded, link me the tweet.
Protection over our troops and all of our men and women serving in our armed forces. And Father, we just pray you'll continue to give our president the strength that he needs to lead our great nation as we come back to one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We pray your heavenly blessing upon him.
Why don't you pray to release the Epstein files? How about that, bro? Why don't you pray to get justice for the victims of the people that were on that island? Can someone, one of these Christians here, make a prayer that we get all the information? Can one of these Christians here praying to Donald Trump instead of God make a prayer that any of the people on the island are prosecuted? Yeah, it does look like an imitation of the Last Supper.
In Jesus' name, amen. I pray for your great.
I don't want to hear anything about religious fanatics in Iran when this is what's happening in the White House. I don't want to hear any talk about it. This is so stupid. Bro, Trump was saying, Ivanka, voluptuous, great body, 6 feet tall. She's growing to be a very beautiful woman. I would date her if she wasn't my daughter, allegedly. Yeah, Howard Stern, she got a great ass, great tits on my daughter, allegedly. I pray that we can keep on bombing Muslims. What is going on, bro? What is going on? Is this normal? Like, okay, I'm specifically asking for the Christians. Do you find this normal? Yes or no? Do you want this? Do you, yes or no? Real talk, a real question. Yes or no? Skyhawk says, yes, it's a prayer. Why are they touching him like they're touching the wall in Israel? Why can't they, why aren't they just, why is he the center of the, you know? What is this? Because to me, this looks like pagan worship. This looks like idol worship. It looks like they're deifying Trump. It looks like they do believe those allegations that they're telling soldiers Jesus anointed Trump with a light. Jesus lighted a light on Trump to go bomb Iran and protect Israel. What is this? They are praying for Trump? Okay, why don't they just pray for, what is this? So why are they channeling? Okay, then that's witchcraft, bro. They're channeling, is channeling not witchcraft? Channeling is a practice of acting as a medium to receive messages or energy from spirits, guides, or higher consciousness. It is frequently used within modern witchcraft for ritual work, spell casting, and divination. Channeling.
Nation. As we come back to one nation.
Mods, pin the Crowder link. I want to see what he said. BB. BB. Oh, ביבי.
ביום השישי של מבצע שאגת הארי, אני פה בבסיס חיל האוויר בדרום הארץ, עם הטייסים המופלאים שלנו ושל ארצות הברית וצוותי הקרקע המסורים. שיתוף הפעולה הוא היסטורי בין צבא ארצות הברית לצה"ל, בין חיל האוויר לחיל האוויר האמריקני.
Again, whenever he speaks Hebrew, he's talking to his fellow non-saying, look what I got the goyim to do. I regulated them good. Whenever he speaks in English, it's propaganda.
Trump is a antichrist. No real Christian supports this.
I want to see more backlash from the Christians on that, though. I've been doing it, and you guys say I'm a Western invader, okay? So, Netanyahu here, reminder, that's why, so he has the American flag behind him. He's flexing. This is he's saying, look what I got, the goyim. I regulated the goyim. Got him. I got my 2,800 slaves. As promised to me in the Talmud. Look what I did for you.
אנחנו ממשיכים להלום במטרות משטר הטרור באיראן וגם מול גורמי הטרור בלבנון, וההישגים הם גדולים, אבל המלאכה עוד מרובה. אני רוצה שוב להודות לידידי הנשיא טראמפ על שיתוף הפעולה בינינו, בין ישראל וארצות הברית. יחד נמשיך ויחד נשיג את המשימות שלנו בעזרת השם.
Yeah, no more of that. Hassanabi's puppet talked about me. What did she say?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Yakanabadu. That's not how any of those are pronounced. Yakanabadu. What?
Yakanastain.
Muted? My fault.
Indian type.
That was a Mossad attack. All right. It's, this girl, she's nothing except a Hassan orbiter. I'm a revert. I reverted 2 years ago. Or no, I reverted 3 years ago. This was a year, and this is my first Ramadan. Okay, my Fatihah's got better since then. There's clips of this girl, whatever, Hassanabi's puppet, saying that she thinks that incest is not morally wrong and there's no argument around it. Doing the haram police from somebody who's clearly not Muslim is retarded. Well, you grew up with it and then you left clearly because you're justifying incest. Second, people don't know who you are except for the Ethan Klein drama with Hassanabi. You don't exist without Hassan Piker. Laughing at, I'm learning how to recite Quran. That's the whole point. Yeah, this is stupid. Yeah, this is preventing revert. This is showing people that I'm trying to learn. I'm okay trying to learn that. I'm okay showing that I'm trying to improve. So you never heard of her? Yeah, but people know who this is.
Sarah?
Yeah. Whatever. What did she say here? Clip's not loading. Yeah, it's a no. I shouldn't even have reacted to that. Oh. Twitch streamer Denims has identified herself as Jewish, specifically discussing her perspective as a Jewish individual supporting Palestinian rights and the challenges that come with the stance. She has spoken about the empathy she feels for others in a similar position. Okay, well, there you go. Second, halakha. This is why I'm saying, like, you're doing too much clip farming. It's not helping out, and you're putting me in these, like, post my new Fatiha if you're gonna post it now. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. I mean, it's gotten much better from 2 years ago, but they're talking about the clips from a long time ago. And in my first Ramadan, I accidentally sipped a soda that was on my desk an hour before the fast ended. But anyway, I thought she was a Muslim. SNEAKO playing act. Look at this stupid. She sounds retarded. You don't know how to spell retarded. It's with the D at the end. Right. Spiking cortisol for no reason. What do you? These streamers, bro. Spiking cortisol. Move on. Okay, Trump and Iran. They are tough and they want to fight. This clip is so funny. Did you guys see this yet? I think this is from today.
I said, what's left? But they're tough.
I'm muted. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry. Cortisol spiked and then I'm making mistakes.
Assad al-Kamil, legendary 3rd century Himyarite king who united Yemen and parts of the Arabia.
Oh, cool. I didn't know. Okay, let me just keep it on the mic then. So this is from today, and this clip is super funny. Do you guys recognize anybody here? Is Trump trying to use Guardiola tactics in the war against Iran? Bro, he got 2/3 of MSN. Why is Messi and Suarez? Why are Messi and Suarez at Trump doing a war speech? Well, are they going to do 4-3-3 against the Ayatollah? Is Trump trying to use tiki-taka tactics to defeat Iran? 2/3 of MSN here. I mean, look, if he's trying to employ Guardiola tactics, then maybe Iran has something to be afraid of because this was... Guardiola was... he was extremely dominant. Guardiola was like America in the 40s.
I said, what's left? But they're tough, and they want to fight. And they're calling, they're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late. And we want to fight now more than they do.
That's why Ronaldo the GOAT. See! Ronaldo never switched up on his faith and took shekels from Modi, the motherland of... And did that, prayed to a pagan god like Messi. Messi kissed the wall. That's why I've told you, Hala Madrid, nada más. Ronaldo is the real GOAT. Yes, he doesn't have a World Cup, but look at that. 2/3 of MSN here. But, I mean, they look really uncomfortable. Half of them don't speak English. I don't think Suarez or Messi speak English. And so they're just like, I don't know why they're here. Like, poor guys, they probably just want to promote soccer. Hey, get the soccer player. Bring those Mexicans in. Oh, we love soccer, don't we? The World Cup. They're playing the Cup World. They're going to be playing the football. I prefer American football. I don't watch the Goy sports, but... football.
Had 47 years, depending on the way you counted. I said, what's left?
Yeah, Messi, he looks like he's on the field right now. This is the face he always makes when he's trying to figure out if he should be a playmaker or if he should take some space. Suarez right now, he looks like he wants to bite Trump's ear. This is, what stage are we at in the Matrix where Earbiter and Zio Shill Messi are standing behind Trump making a bomb Iran speech? What's going on? What is this? What is this? Imagine Suarez, like, imagine if he's going to sky the penalty like he did in that shootout in the final. Remember when Suarez skied it over? Imagine Suarez he has to set a bomb in. Hey, Suarez, come on. I saw you bite the ear. You're very strong. Throw that missile. Suarez skies it in and it lands on Tel Aviv. Bad Mexican. We're going to kill you like the cartel. Get you out of here. And Messi here is like, I know you're a dribbler. I know you're a playmaker. Can you assist the helicopters? Do your little taka-tiki tactics. 4-3-3, the formation. It worked for Guardiola, so it'll work for me. It'll work for me. Possession. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. I know we don't have the midfield. I know we don't have Fabregas. He's not on the team. We don't have Iniesta or Xavi, but we have the two Mexicans for the front line. These two Mexicans in the front line, two-thirds of MSN. They were dominant in La Liga. La Liga! They won the treble. They won the treble twice. Would have been 3 times if I was coach. It would have been 3, and Neymar would have stayed on the team. He would not have been in Messi's shadow. Neymar would have been under my shadow. I would have been able to make Barcelona. They call it Barcelona in Catalan. They call it Barcelona. They would have won. They would have been dominant like the American Empire. Okay. But it's funny, bro. What the fuck is Suarez and Messi doing here? It's just late stage Matrix.
Yesterday, the leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed. Iran tried to kill President Trump, and President Trump got the last laugh.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, dude! Fuck yeah! War!
I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter.
But anyway, the whole point of that is Metallica raging against the machine. These bands are anti-war, and they're using them for their propaganda as if they align with them. The whole point of Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yesterday,
so they have no right to be using. They're inverting everything. That's the point. That's the point. Here's Hegseth in Jerusalem exposing who he really is.
When I came here, a lot of people asked me, a couple people this morning in a press conference, what can Israel learn from America? Was asked a couple of times. And each time I stopped and I said, you need to reverse that question. The question is, what can America learn from Israel? But predominantly in American culture today, American culture is largely asleep. Largely asleep to the realities of the world that we face. Largely asleep to the depth of the threats on the horizon. And the state of Israel, for reasons that you all understand far better than I, is not asleep. And is forced each and every day to wake up under the umbrella of existential threats.
I mean, white people don't even make music like Metallica anymore. They don't have it. You know, white people they're making music, and look now. I mean, look at how much changed since the 80s. Doesn't Hegseth kind of look like clavicular here? It kind of does look like clavier. It looks really different. The relationship between America and Israel is inextricable. Say hello to the lethal friends. Israel flag, American flag. Using Scarface quotes. They're taking the best media, using it for them. And here again, bro, look at look how much money's been spent on this war. This is the tracker. This is yesterday, so it's probably 6 million now, of course. But yesterday it was 5.6 and counting within 5 days. So it's $1 billion a day. $1 billion a day to go bomb Muslims for this holy war. It's literally $6 billion a day. Look at it go. I said billion. I said billion. Breaking, Donald Trump has done the impossible. He has boots on the ground.
And it's big. A U.S. official telling Fox thousands of Iraqi Kurds have launched a ground offensive in Iran.
Chat, they're making a 6 million joke. You know, you guys are stupid. It's a Holocaust joke.
Decimated.
Obviously, we shouldn't joke about Holocaust. Horrible, worst thing ever.
Destroyed. Defeated. All words the Pentagon used to describe Iran's various military forces on day 5 of Operation Epic Fury. Moments ago, President Trump touting, and it's big, a U.S. official.
So, Iraqi Kurds, I don't know how true this is. We got to see a report. Iraqi Kurds reject Trump's call. So, Fox News, they're claiming that, and even I think from the White House, they're claiming that the Kurds are fighting for America. But we see this report here, where the Kurds are saying, leave the Kurds alone, we are not guns for hire. Iraq in 1991, the Kurds were urged to rise up against the regime of Saddam Hussein, only to be abandoned when the priorities changed. No one came to our defense when the regime deployed helicopter gunships and tanks to the crush the uprising. Those memories remain vivid and etched in our minds. Today we commemorate that chapter as Raparin, and we do not forget what it taught us. More recently, we saw what happened in northeast Syria, or Rojava. After all that promises that were made, after Syria's Kurds stood on the front lines of the war against ISIS, we witnessed how they were treated. Today, the Kurds of Iraq have finally tasted a measure of stability and dignity in life. Because of this, it is very difficult, indeed impossible, for Kurds to accept being treated as pawns by the world's superpowers. The experiences are there. The empty promises are there. Too often, the Kurds are remembered only when the strength or sacrifice is needed. For that reason, I appeal to all sides involved in this conflict. Leave the Kurds alone. We are not guns for hire. Is this verified? Well, Epstein news, the news of the Epstein regime is completely different from this statement right here. It's up to you to decide who you believe more. Do you believe in Fox News? Do you believe in Epstein regime more? Or do you believe the statement coming from the Kurds? Russia responded.
Our strategic partners, and we'll continue to maintain dialogue with these countries, and we'll do our best.
You said America can't find a proxy. That's a great point in the chat. Have you noticed the difference when the Palestinian resistance works with Iran? When Iran funds the Palestinian resistance, you know what they call them? They say it's a proxy. But when the U.S. gives billions and trillions of dollars to Israel, when they send troops to Israel and missiles and helicopters and boats, and Israel sends no troops back, they say it's our greatest ally, even though they bombed the USS Liberty. Why do they use that difference of terminology? It's terrorism. That's a great example of this wordplay. It's terrorism when it's Muslims, but when it's the IDF, October 7th. They're not that. It's only terrorists when it's brown. But when they're slightly whiter, when it's the IDF and they're founded off of terrorist organizations, they say the wall, they say Third Temple. They're not terrorists. So it's clear to make that distinction. U.S. is a proxy for Israel. They were not under threat by Iran. From the words of Marco Rubio 3 days ago. They don't pose a threat. We should be called a proxy for Israel the same way Hamas is called a proxy for Iran. And look now, America can't even find a proxy. America's trying to fund regime. They're trying to, what they would try to, maybe they're going to try to fund another ISIS or fund ISIS more, fund another Al-Qaeda. The CIA is completely behind Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and that was used to destabilize the Middle East. And the proof is in the pudding. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, they never attacked Israel, but they attacked and they terrorized the entire Middle East. And those organizations funded by the CIA, they were used to demonize Muslims and call them terrorists. The word that they keep using now, Islamic terrorists. The CIA, yeah, you're right, the CIA is behind all of that. But I'm happy that the U.S. is not able to find a proxy in this war to try to bribe specific ethnic groups to do their bidding. They're refusing to be pawns.
Including with other countries of the international community, in the United Nations Security Council, and the United Nations General Assembly, will do everything to create an atmosphere that will make this operation impossible for our strategic partners.
So it seems like Russia, I mean, the Epstein news is going to say something different, but Russia, according to BRICS, says they'll do everything possible to make U.S.-Israel military operation against Iran impossible. They're against it.